Good afternoon. How are you diddling? Excellent. Me too. Thank you very much for asking. Welcome to another episode of Dazed and Confused, my 3 times a week live show where I talk to you about social media, about video, and all the stuff, most importantly, that you as a brand and as a business could be doing for free. I'm over there somewhere, aren't I? Let's pull this microphone over here so you can actually hear what I'm saying. So, yes, that's what these live broadcasts are all about, is to just try and help you get onto your content creation journey for your brand, for your business, get people talking about you. We're in a strange time at the moment. We're coming out of lockdown very, very soon in the UK and dropping straight back into the lockdown or tier systems, whatever you want to call it. And basically, this set of videos that I've been doing for I don't know how long, since March, is it? I think it is. And there's hundreds of videos, hundreds of episodes have all been about trying to get you on that content creation journey, making content so that you get out the other side of these weird situations and we are all in a position where we still have a business to come back to that people are still talking about. So today we're going to talk about Cyber Monday, which was yesterday. It was still yesterday's subject matter on the podcast. It was going to be yesterday's subject matter on the live. I didn't get to go live yesterday, so I'm going to talk about it today because I think how I've connected the two things together, I think is really important for brands to understand how easy it is for you to make money without having to sell. And that's the big thing about social media, is about not selling. And we'll come to that in a moment. First things first, though, who am I to tell you anything? Well, I'm Simon Scholes from Perception Studios. We're an award-winning visual marketing agency, and we're based in the UK, but we help brands and businesses globally create content that helps them stand out on their social media. Now, that could be video, animation, aerial work, photography, graphics, all sorts of different types of stuff. And the idea is basically that you can have content for your brand consistently going out. That's what we do. However, a few years ago, it became very obvious to me that not every brand, especially the smaller businesses who I'd love to work with, were in a position to have that money to spend on a consistent basis. But social media is all about consistency. It's all about putting content out that your audience can consume on a regular basis. If you don't already have an audience of millions of people, when you put your content out, if it's so sporadic, then nobody ends up seeing it because it's a hugely cannibalized market. So I wanted to help these brands and these smaller businesses understand what they could do themselves for free. So I sat down, I took a process that I'd been talking about for years, that other people had spoken about bits and pieces, bastardized all that information, turned it into a book and called it How to 9 Times Your Social Media. And it's basically a process that takes you through everything from marketing planning to podcasting and the stuff that happens in between. It's still a book now. You can still get hold of it. It was a former #1, and you can get hold of that book right now for like 99p. I think it is like bargain bin kind of price. And it's available on the section below. Go and click on the link. It'll take you to Amazon. You can download it. And like 99p, might as well be free, but I'm not allowed to give it for free anymore. So yeah, go and get hold of your copy of that while you can. And hopefully that will take you through everything that you want to learn. But also, if you want somebody to explain some bits and pieces for you, maybe go beyond what the book goes on about, then that's what these live broadcasts are all about. But I just want to help you start creating content. That's all I'm here for. That's what I want to do. So whatever platform you're watching on today, be it Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're watching, stick a question into the feed if you've got anything you want to ask about social media and video, and I will get on it today. And if I don't have an answer, I will come back with an answer tomorrow instead, on tomorrow's live broadcast instead. But today, I want to talk about the fact that yesterday was Cyber Monday. So for those of you who have been buried underneath a bush for the last few days, we had Black Friday on Friday, not your usual Black Friday, of course, because all the shops were closed. So everybody was doing online stuff. So Cyber Monday kind of became a bit of a kind of not really an add-on anymore. In the past, though, it's been Black Friday, everybody goes to the shops, gets all the bargains. Cyber Monday, everybody goes online and gets more bargains, like the Black Friday bargains, but it's a cyber bargain. Whereas everybody at the moment is doing cyber bargaining and cyber buying and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of It didn't go unmentioned, but it wasn't really something that everybody was shouting about anymore because everybody's buying online at the moment. And that's just the world we're living in. But I mentioned about Cyber Monday yesterday, and I'm sure the person won't mind me mentioning this because it came up in one of my Facebook groups, How to 9 Times Your Social Media Facebook group, which is linked in the section below if you want to go and join. Completely free, loads of content in there, including these videos as well, broken up into smaller segments so you can consume them easily. And I mentioned the fact that it is Cyber Monday and the fact that you could be creating content about Cyber Monday, or more to the point, you should be creating content about Cyber Monday because it isn't just a B2C kind of day. And this is where I want to come into. You can still give value, but you can also make money from the value you're giving. Now, number one, when you're doing social media content, you want to give value because that's what people want. They don't want to be sold at all the time. In fact, very rarely do they want to be sold at on social media. Selling is for other stuff like social media advertising, that kind of thing. But when you're just putting out organic content, the last thing people want is you ramming your product down their throat. But they don't mind you giving value and helping them out with the advice and the expertise that you've got because you're a voice of authority at what you do. So you give loads of value in your content. And this person was asking, look, this is what I do. And they were a relationship coach. I'm sure they won't mind me mentioning. And so they were a relationship coach and they were saying, well, what could I do that would be connected to this? Because it's cyber and it's B2C and it's not really me. What I am is more one-to-one and all that kind of stuff. And it's about sitting down and thinking a little bit more outside the box for your brand, for your business and what it is that you do. So what is it that a relationship coach could do connected to Cyber Monday? What is it that an accountant could do connected to Cyber Monday? And it's thinking outside that box and going, okay, what's going to appeal to people? Well, right now we're in a really weird situation where everybody's locked down. So as a relationship coach, I suggested that they put together content that is the top 5 things you could spend your money on Cyber Monday as a couple for something to enjoy doing together. Because we're in this lockdown situation, we're going into the tiers. It means that a lot of leisure activities are still going to be locked down and closed. So what could you do together? Could you say, well, we would have spent £60 each over Christmas. Well, maybe we'll buy a Netflix. And every week we'll make sure we have a date night where we sit down and we watch a new film together. Those kind of things. So then that gives them a list of 5 things that they can enjoy. And you can do that with all sorts of different businesses. And then what you do to make money from that is effectively you affiliate it. Now, you have to mention that these codes are affiliate codes. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. But what you're not doing is ramming a product down somebody's throat. What you're doing is going, I would suggest trying this, trying that, trying the other, trying that, and trying that. There's your 5 ideas. And each one of those ideas has got an affiliate code connected to it. Now, you could have something that's really expensive, which could be a trip away with other people, a trip away together to a spa, all the way down to something that's slightly more affordable, £5.50 a month, and a Netflix subscription. And so you've got everything in there that hopefully is affordable for people so that they can click that link and potentially help you make some money, and you're giving them a great tip as well. But you're not thrusting a product down their throat. Now, the thing to remember is that these do have to be things that you would recommend and things that you would be happy to advise people to go out and buy or spend money on, whatever the job is that you do. But that's a great way of you hopefully potentially being able to make a bit more money without forcing that product down somebody's throat. And I think that's a really powerful thing to do because you can continue to give value consistently, which is what social media is all about when you're growing organically, but you could still potentially make some money. A lot of the links that I put into my videos underneath, my StreamYard link, my Rev.com link, my Epidemic Sound link, all those different links are affiliate links. And they will help me make money if you buy products from those particular things. I'm quite open about that. If somebody says to me, what software do you use? I will say I use StreamYard to do my live streams across multiple platforms. If you're interested in it, go and click on my link. It'll help me make some money and it'll save you a few quid as well on your original sign up. Simple as that. And you don't even necessarily even have to do that within a blog piece of content where you're mentioning top 5 tips of something else. You could just say the links within this blog are affiliate links, and then people can choose to click on them or not. But why would you not give yourself that opportunity of making some extra money? It would be crazy not to, wouldn't it? Just putting it in there and just go, that's absolutely fine. Let's have a look at what's coming through on some of the feeds. Hit App Audio says, interesting. Really want to hear this out, but cannot stay here right now. Hope you will post this clip after it's done. It's going to go up live later on. And also, let's have a look here. Ed is saying that's really cool, and Miles as well. So, yeah, thank you very much. I just think it's a really nice idea as a brand and as a business that you could do this, make some money, and still give value, and not really alienate the audience that you already have. And hopefully they'll enjoy the content that you're putting out enough to potentially click some of those links. And if they don't choose to, they don't, it doesn't matter. But if you don't make it an affiliate link, then you've got no chance of making any extra money. And you're still putting those links in. So that brand is still going to make money, but it just would be crazy not to try and set up an affiliate link if I was you. So that's what I want you to think about when you come out of this broadcast today, is not necessarily just the fact that it was Cyber Monday yesterday, people were buying products, but thinking more outside the box for your brand. When you're putting content together, you can still give that value and you can still make money. Alan Spicer, who was on my live broadcast a few weeks ago and a few months ago, prime example of this, on that very first time we had him on, he was saying how he made an extra £4,000 in year one, just through his affiliate links. Now, he doesn't force his affiliate links down people's throats. They're just sat there in the description. People choose to click them or they don't. But an extra £4,000 in your pocket right now, would that go a long way? I thought it might do. It would go a long way in my pocket, that's for sure. So make it happen. Start doing some of this stuff and maybe make some money from it. Okay, if you've got any questions, stick them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Hello to JC and Ricky, you've just joined me as well on Instagram Live. Thank you very much. Whatever platform you're on, by the way, don't forget you can stick your comments or your questions into the feed. I'll be able to answer them on the live today. We've got a couple of questions, nothing major, nothing too hard-hitting coming through today. So we're going to go through those and then maybe come to your questions as well. This one came through the other day on Twitter asking, Instagram guides, are they worth it? Now, this is something new. So all these platforms are releasing new things all the time. And Instagram guides is really good for brands, for people selling a product. Now, it could be a business selling, and let's go accountants. So an accountant could sell bookkeeping, an accountant could sell tax returns, and an accountant could sell corporate tax returns, all those kind of things. Now, they're all different products, pensions. So you've got all these different products. And what you can do now with Instagram guides is create content that is specifically around those products and then put them all together. So it's almost like a YouTube playlist, but it's a guide on Instagram instead. So you can create these guides on Instagram. Now, not everybody has them. Not everybody has had this roll out to them just yet, but it is being rolled out. Originally, Instagram went, well, we think this is a really great idea for people working in the fitness industry because they could do upper body, lower body, dietary, all that kind of stuff, health and fitness mindset kind of stuff. So they rolled it out to people within that industry. And then they saw that it was taken up on quite well and decided pretty much instantly that they were going to just roll it out to everybody. So if you've not got it yet, don't get upset. It is coming. But Instagram guides are they're just a really great way of just pointing people to a specific set of products that you might be interested in trying to sell. It's also a great way of working with influencers and stuff like that, so that they can say, these are products I recommend for Christmas. And then they have a Christmas guide playlist, and people can then watch the content or look at the content that's connected to their Christmas guide and, oh, I like that and I like that and I'll buy that. And because they've recommended that, I'll buy that one and this one and the other. And so, yeah, Instagram guides, if you have the ability to use them, which this person obviously does, and you have products to sell, 100% use them. It goes back to something I keep harping on about. There's a reason LinkedIn have their own stories and Twitter now has Flow or whatever it is, and Instagram has stories and reels, and now Instagram guides, and Facebook has stories. There's a reason those things are there, because the platforms want you to use them. And if you're not using them, they're going to push the people and the content that is using them far harder than you, because they want you to use their software. They want you to use their toys. It's like using Hootsuite to schedule content on Facebook will push you down the feed on Facebook, because Facebook allow you to schedule your content using Facebook Manager. So their viewpoint is, well, number one, when you post a piece of content, it puts a little hyperlink for Hootsuite in there. We don't want people leaving Facebook to go to another website. So number one, we're going to penalize you for that. And number two, we offer that service. So we're going to penalize you for that as well. So then your content gets pushed further and further down the field. So make the most of the tools that these platforms are offering you, because that's what they're there for. They want you to use them. They want you to make the most of them. So if you're not making the most of them yet, do so. Reels, guides, stories, LinkedIn stories, Facebook stories, everything. Just use it all if you can. I know there's only so many hours in the day, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Instagram guides, use it, give it a go. A really, really strong piece of advice if I was giving any advice today. Right, okay, next question. Oh, this one's super easy to ask or to answer. Claire is saying, I'm looking at doing a podcast. Where should I put it? Okay, so lots of different podcast experts will give you different advice. I'm exactly the same. I'm going to give you different advice probably to others. Me personally, what I do is I put my podcast onto SoundCloud. The reason I do this is because, number one, it's affordable. It's like £90 a year for a professional account, which means you can schedule your content in there, so you can make content before it's due to go live and schedule it in, which is a really powerful tool for me, because it means I can do this content when I'm not live for the other days before it even needs to go out, which is great. So I've got stuff scheduled to go out. But also, SoundCloud's a really, really easy tool to get the RSS feed and use that RSS feed to feed into apps like iTunes and Spotify and Google and Amazon and loads of other places as well. So that's the one I use. There are loads of other tools out there that will do it automatically for you. Some of them I would probably steer clear of. Anchor is one that I'm not a huge fan of. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I would probably not bother. Others are just more expensive. And so that's why I use SoundCloud, but there's Podbean and Spreaker, and there's loads out there. So it's kind of finding the one where it works best for you to store your content and use that particular place as a feeder out to other platforms. But what I would definitely say is try and get it onto as many platforms as you possibly can. iTunes is still the one to be on, even though we have Amazon and we have Spotify throwing a lot of money at podcasts at the moment and stuff like that. iTunes is still the place to be. So definitely sign up for an iTunes account, then sign up for an iTunes Connect account, get that all sorted, get your podcast out on there. And yeah, they do the same with Spotify. You can just type in Spotify podcast, and it'll bring up a different page to the normal Spotify to set up your podcast for Spotify. And it's all just connected back to your RSS feed from your original main source. So wherever your main source is, use that to distribute out to everybody else. And that's pretty much it. So where should you put a podcast? As many places as you possibly can do, especially if you can set it all up, do it once, and then it's all automatic. So now I upload to SoundCloud, and then it automatically just pushes my content out everywhere that I have a podcast. And it's as simple as that. So I don't have to do loads of work. I just do the podcast once, and off it goes. So that's what I would recommend. Right, let's have a quick look, see if we've got any questions have come in or not. And nothing on Instagram right now, and nothing on the usual feeds either, which is good. It means I've obviously answered everything, or you already know it all. Who knows which way that might be? Probably the other way, because me answering everything is very unlikely. So I'm going to disappear for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Keep an eye on my social feeds. My advent calendar content will be starting today, where I'll be giving you apps and products that you could maybe download for free or for a really small cost, which would be great for you to help you create more content for your brand and for your business going into 2021, which is what we all need. And until tomorrow, when I'll be back again for a brand new live, thank you so much for watching as always. If you're brand new, please do hit the subscribe button, whatever platform you're watching on, or if you're listening to the podcast this evening. And if you are listening to the podcast, it would be amazing if you could leave a review and a rating, especially if you're listening on iTunes, just to try and help this content get out to a wider audience as humanly possible. But until tomorrow, as always, even though we're back out of lockdown tomorrow, please, in these strange times, continue to stay safe and have a good one. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.